As another presidential election approaches, the state of our economy is top of mind for many Americans.
A new Commerce Department report shows continued growth, offering more positive signs on the economy in a pivotal election year.
The U.S. economy had a robust end to 2023.
It looks like the economy surged.
It's an incredible year, a 3.1% pace.
Yes, we had nice growth this last year.
We have an economy that has been growing at a good, healthy pace.
If you own a home and you're invested in the stock market, 60% of Americans, according to Gallup, own some stocks, you're feeling good right now.
And so some good news on growth in the economy.
These guys are really excited about GDP growth.
Exuberant.
Beating Taylor Swift and Beyonce.
So that's what they're doing in the White House.
Not just burgers, tacos, and porn stars.
Their eyes are glued to that GDP meter.
President Joe Biden and Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen taking something of a victory lap today, riding high on the latest GDP data.
Look, Ma, I got an A in GDP.
You're such a good boy.
Is that keeping you from bringing up your grades in the Paris Climate Agreement?
Thanks to the American people, America now has the strongest growth, the lowest inflation rate of any major economy in the world.
Faster than a speeding bullet.
Able to leap tall buildings in a single bound.
He said this economy is an A-plus economy. It was one of those sort of sound bites that you'd think the Biden administration would go run ads on.
It's the economy, stupid.
Stupid is right.
How about measuring our well-being?
This is a U.S. economy that has proven strikingly robust.
Here's this morning's headlines from the Wall Street Journal and other papers. Quote, U.S. shatters expectations. Second headline, the U.S. economy boomed in 2023. Third, U.S. economy grew at a shocking pace. I love that shocking pace.
Shocking to our kids, they don't get a bright future.
Because we're using up all the good stuff?
More encouraging signs for our economy with few signs of recession on the horizon. The economy grew in 2023 by 3.1%. The GDP, which measures the value of goods and services, grew at an even faster annual rate than predicted of 3.3%.
Goods and services.
Material throughput.
Consumption.
That the economy was better than what people had expected in a year, which, by the way, some had thought we would be in a recession. Instead, we saw the economy grow.
This guy is so excited.
What's the matter with a little overconsumption and growth fever?
You can't grow forever.
Especially not on a full planet.
Last year, the economy grew by 2.5%. Zinkley, compare that to 0.7%. That's how much.
Everyone's obsessed with dollar signs and numbers.
So again, you don't need to know too much about numbers to show, all right, that's much better than we had originally expected.
The economy got stronger, okay? 2023 was a very good year. 2022 was not a very good year. In fact, the first half of 22 were negative GDPs.
GDP is an important thing, and people need to recognize when our economy is doing great, we ought to know about it.
But Biden's approval rating has stayed very low. It has not shown any rebound at all so far. And Biden needs to get that up.
That's what Jill said.
Yeah.
He needs the little blue pill.
He needs to get that at least to 45%, I think, by election day to feel a little bit comfortable about getting reelected.
And by the way, the economic growth is stronger than we had during the Trump administration. We now have, in large part because of you and organized labor, the strongest economy in the whole damn world.
Holy Mother of Jesus.
Oh, do we get a gold medal?
Yeah, for having a huge carbon footprint and killing the planet.
Say what? Economic growth is the holy grail.
Not on a full planet.
Yeah, more economic throughput means more CO2 emissions.
More resource extraction.
More habitat destruction.
And more pollution.
Now, it's a big issue on the campaign trail.
Campaign trail.
2023 ended stronger than analysts expected.
Yeah, try getting elected telling the people economic growth is killing the planet.
Why is everybody so happy about this?
Praise be to GDP growth.
Hallelujah.
Good morning. I'm great. I'm great just like the economy did really well.
Okay.
I am basically reflecting the U.S. economy with this presence.
Well, let's talk about it.
But you're wearing black.
I had to go to a funeral after, honest to God, I swear.
Sorry. Okay. We're not trying to bury the economy, but
bury our kids' future.
Sound like good news, but what does it actually mean?
Well, you know, when you look at gross domestic product, it is a tally of all goods and services sold in the U.S. The first half was pretty meh, I would say. It's a real meh. Second half was great.
Oh, joy.
Honey, look at the size of my economy.
It's robust.
Bigger than China's.
Yeah, no small hands here.
Size matters.
Check out my economic package.
I'll show you my GDP if you show me yours.
Vote now and we'll include this set of Ginsu knives absolutely free.
What was the GDP, the size of the economy, the end of 23? It grew by 3.1%. Gang.
Don't get sand kicked in your face. Show off that six-pack GDP and the girls will swoon.
Last year was an extraordinarily better than expected year, and I think this is kind of fabulous.
In a way, this is really actually just about as good as it could possibly get. You're watching the Dow up on the back of this news, the stock market.
Does anybody get how destructive perpetual economic growth is?
As we continue to talk about this as an election year, just politically and how people are thinking and feeling, if GDP is growing at this kind of rate, it's going to be hard to derail it.
What does election year have to do with it?
You have to promise and deliver GDP growth to get elected.
That's promising a dead planet.
Economy's still growing. Positive outlook, guys. Positive outlook on a Thursday.
Just last week, we saw the biggest jump in 30 years in how positive consumers are feeling about the economy.
Work happening on factory floors like this one has kept the U.S. economy humming. In fact, economic growth last year, GDP, was stronger than the average for the entire decade before the pandemic. Fueled by strong consumer spending and hiring.
Consumer spending.
Buying crap.
Burning gas.
Why do they celebrate that?
And in this case, stronger growth than expected.
First of all, the consumer is unbelievable. We complain like crazy, but we spend really robustly.
Also, consumers, housing starts, housing permits, retail sales.
That strong growth due in large part to an increase in consumer spending.
Patriotic citizens.
Doing their part for a
fabulous
economy.
And dead planet.
With retail sales up 5.6% in December compared to a year ago.
And more good news here for us, Kira, that 8% jump in new home sales.
Good news for home builders and real estate developers.
Drill, baby, drill. We'll make so much money. I see no reason why we don't go to 4, 5, and even 6%.